Welcome to another episode of Back in Time. In September 2009, I participated in a group build on the kitmaker network called the Divine Waterline. In this group build, the modelers were invited to show off their methods of creating scale water and ship modeling. Pretty quickly I decided to build the final moments of the fishing vessel Andrea Gail as shown in the movie The Perfect Storm. My original plan was to build the Andrea Gail as the real vessel in real life, but I quickly discovered that there was only little reference to be had. Consequently, I decided to build the Andrea Gail as seen in the movie by Wolfgang Petersen. The real-life vessel shown in the movie is called Lady Grace. There are a lot of pictures and references about her to be had on the internet. All the data available helped me to create a diagram which was the original layout of my scratch build project. Quickly I decided to build the vessel in 1/350th scale. The first construction step was to sandwich together thicker layers of styrene material. I printed out the basic outline of the vessel on sticker paper and applied it to the sandwich. Excess material was removed using a dish sander. The rake of the bowline was created by filing away at the styrene sandwich with ordinary sanding sticks. With the existing basic hull, I started to add detail material and scribed deck planking onto the hull. 0.5mm round styrene stock was used to create the bumper line outside of the hull. The upper deck and platform were made from clear styrene, which is a bit sturdier than white styrene of similar thickness. The upper deck is a tad bit smaller than the one on the existing hull, which will help to add the guardrail. Various bits and pieces of a white edge sign and gold medal model photo etch helped to create the detail for the bulkhead. The upper deck's guardrail was pretty tricky to install. I used Tamiya putty to cover up the seam line between the guardrail and the hull. One of the trickiest parts was to install the guardrail for the main deck, as this is best done in one piece, but to get all the bends to line up with the hull correctly is quite a bit of work. Fortunately, there is another bumper guard along the hull which covers the seam line between the hull and the guardrail of the main deck. At this point, more detail could be added to the guardrail and the outside of the hull, and the water chutes of the main deck could be drilled out. Both the deck house and its interior were created from superglue infused paper. Bits of brass helped to stabilize the construction. I painted the interior of the deck house with wood color and at the same time placed two figures inside of the boathouse as could be seen in the movie. The deck house was then closed and the hull painted in red and green, while the upper structures are painted in white. With the basic construction of the ship finished, it was time to start the water base. The basic material used for creating the wave is regular styrofoam. The wave was cut from the boards using a rotary tool for the Dremel. Regular 2mm styrene board were used to create a frame for the waves, and the waves itself were covered with acrylic gel medium. Artist's oil colors were used to paint the seascape. First I started with black and worked various shades of blue into it, slightly shifting towards a greenish hue more and more with each layer of paint. Adding more and more shades of green and white created the realistic gray storm-ridden surface of the water. The basic shape of the hull was cut from the seascape. The hull was inserted and the gaps around the hull were closed with acrylic gel medium. With the basic display finished, it was time to start to add more detail to the vessel. Templates printed on paper helped to create a properly sized jury rig. The jury rig was created from 0.8mm round styrene stock. Photo etch rated from various 350 scale set from white ensign model and gold medal models were added to the jury rig. The outriggers were very difficult to build. More bits and details for the deck were added. Piece by piece, all the on-deck detail were glued to the ship. And finally, I decided to make all the rigging from 0.2mm brass rod. After about 80 hours, my project was finished. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the pics. See you the next time for another episode of Back in Time.